Good morning.
Good morning.
I am honored to be here. I'm Pastor Trena Turner, and I'm the Executive Director for Faith in the Valley. And, this thing just went to sleep on us.
Hold it up.
And we organize in 5 counties right here in the Central Valley, from Kern County all the way through San Joaquin County. And we organize with people in our communities, primarily through faith institutions. And we do that because I fully believe that people is what's going to make a difference. I believe that our policymakers cannot solve the problems of inequity in the state between race and income and health, or help the state truly be the golden state they are, unless we look at complex issues. And the complex issue that I want to talk to you today, one of them has to do with how we are planning out our land use and the impacts that poor planning have on our communities. Now, I got to tell you, land use is not an issue that we've always had as a priority, which is why I'm so excited to be working with Sierra Health Foundation and all of our partners to learn and then educate our communities on land use planning and the harmful impact that results through negative air pollution or bad air pollution, and the health and the problem and the health it impacts for our children and our families. So did you know, for example, that as a whole, our region does not meet either federal or state clean air standards? Just a couple of weeks ago, over Christmas and New Year's, we saw a wave of air pollution that's broken records, that hospitalized vulnerable families, children, and seniors. And then the problem is further exacerbated by the fact that it's been long-standing land use policies that's left our valleys and neighborhoods and unincorporated communities without clean spaces for our kids to play in, and with insufficient economic opportunities and access to services that are needed to prosper. So why do we care, and what can you do about it? Somebody asked me, what can I do? We all know that we have problems in our communities. We know about the poor air quality, etc. We don't all have the charities to call upon our elected official leaders to help inform and educate the public about the importance of developing a quality and equitable land use plan that begins to reduce the negative impacts of our communities. City council, county boards of supervisors, and every one of our elected officials, they have a role to play in educating our families about the public health risks to children and other family members associated with how and where we allow new building to take place. We have a role to educate and then to actually be involved in that planning process so that we don't continue to impact our communities. So with the leadership of our partners at Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability, CNC, etc., and many others, we were excited to help move the city of Fresno to secure an investment of $70 million, somebody say million, dollars in the TCC, the Transformative Climate Community Program, because they are the most disadvantaged and polluted areas in the state. Now, I happen to live in Stockton, so I'm really excited that the city of Stockton, God willing, will be next in line to receive some of that same funding. But regardless of what city you're from, there are opportunities out there, and know that there are interests out there that's counting on you not becoming educated about land use, and they're counting on you not getting involved and not leaning in and feeling like you don't have anything to do with it. Therefore, my call to you is for you to rise up and to lean into the conversations around land use and planning that will ultimately improve the quality of life for all of our families. And then go home and apply pressure through calling upon your leaders to be able to educate the communities about the needed involvement in land use and planning. If it's not planned, if we don't show up when we need to show up, the plan will go forth. Our communities will continue to be negatively impacted, and then we will further complain about the results of it as opposed to getting involved up front. So what we're asking is for you to educate the communities about their needed involvement and what we stand to gain or lose, and then ask that there is a plan created that's going to invest in the safe green spaces and then result in cleaner air for our Central Valley communities. Thank you.